Hello, star friends. It's Danny with Sagittarius. Today we're going to do a reading for Sagittarius. First things first, let me show you guys my handmade ghost candles. Um, I only have, I think, two left for order. So if you want to order those before Halloween, go to sagittarius.com. You'll be able to purchase them. There's a lot of other really cool things there as well. Okay, for today's reading, I want to start with the oracle cards because I thought they were mm, really relevant and a really great way to highlight this reading's message. And what's going to be interesting is they're so contradicting to each other. So we have the axe, which is about, cutting off, separation, um, stop the pattern, you know, that was the important message. And then we have paradise, which is about, it's like 10 of cups energy. It's like happiness, happy ending, emotional fulfillment, oneness, enjoying each other. This reading's also going to have a element of relationships and an element of finances. So if you feel like that's true to you, stick around. The first cards I pulled, and this is a new deck, and the best thing about this new deck is they are matte, so they shouldn't glare as much. So that's awesome. So these cards are going to represent your past energy. So when I tell you the meaning of these cards, try to reflect on what this past energy is for you. So we have the Death card, Major Arcana card, and we have the Ten of Wands. So these two together is going to be something from your past that had to do with something coming to an end. And when that ending came, you felt really overwhelmed. And I'm sure you suspected to be a little bit overwhelmed because changes are hard in general. But this ending came with a lot more than you really signed up for. There's a lot more sticks on your back than you thought you were going to have to carry. And I suspect that there was a financial element to this, and that will become clear as we keep going. But there was something that had to do with finances, whether this was leaving a relationship or a job, or maybe it wasn't your choice to leave, but there was an ending that came, and it was a major life event for you. So this happened, and you were in a state of very overwhelmed. You may still be in that state of feeling a little overwhelmed and lost, but we'll get to your present energy now. So this is your current energy, and there's five cards that came out. The first two cards are both twos. So we have two of pentacles and the two of wands. Again, a financial element to this, but also numerology. The number two is all about trusting in the divine. So, this ending that happened in your past may have led you to doubt the divine or question where you're supposed to be. There's opportunities and choices between where you go and how you move next, and you felt a little lost and a little bit out of balance, and you weren't sure which direction to go. This was all about actions that were, that you were faced with what to do. And then the Two of Pentacles, this financial or material element to it. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do next? And then, because it's five cards, so those were your first two, and there's two of them, both in the number two. And then in the middle, we have the Ace of Swords. This is a big aha moment. This is a big idea. This is a truth being really revealed to you. And you may have it during this reading. You may have it very soon. You may have just had it, but there will be a big aha moment coming to you that will bring a lot of clarity about how to move forward. When this happens, you need to really trust in it, and you need to trust in the universe and the divine to help guide you. And then the other two cards for your current energy are the King of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. This is about planning, strategy, and really taking direction in any sort of group or collaboration. It could be your family or your relationship or at work. You will need to take the lead because this big aha moment, this Ace of Swords, this is your idea. This is your moment of clarity. You're going to be gifted with this information, this truth, and you're going to really know how to lead, how to move forward. You're going to want to take on this King of Swords energy, this leader to direct. You're going to need to take the reins, to take the lead. And then we're going to move down. This is going to be the cards that represent your hidden influences. And I did tell you in the beginning, there is an element of a relationship here. And this is important because this is your hidden influences. Now we have the Four of Wands, which shows a group event. There's a lot of people there, but it appears to be a wedding, a union, a marriage. And on the surface, it looks really good. It looks really good to everybody else. Everybody else sees them as a happy couple. But then we have this Two of Cups. And this is the actual emotional element of it because cups are emotional and there's a disconnect here. So there has been a step back, but on the surface to everybody else, it looks completely picture perfect. And now these next two cards are going to represent your challenges. And we have the Eight of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Typically, this Eight of Wands is usually a fast paced, a little bit chaotic energy, things happening all at once. In this picture, it shows them working towards something all together. But with this card, there is a message of maybe feeling really pressured to make a decision quickly or to act very quickly. And as I told you, you will need to take the lead on something with that, whatever that aha moment is for you. It may be a current situation that you're in that you didn't realize that you need to be the one to really make the call for how to move forward. Um, Whatever it is, there's going to be you're going to feel really pressured to make decisions quickly, but this Queen of Swords is here to let you know that it's important that you stop and think really logically about how to move forward because it is going to be very impactful to you and other people. So, although you're feeling really pressured by probably others and just this energy overall, this need to make a decision quickly and to know what you're doing and to know where to go, take your pause and take your time to think logically. The queen is the feminine aspect of the swords. And although you did receive the King of Swords, this leadership, this taking action, the queen is here to remind you to just pause and really think logically about your next steps. So those are going to be your challenges is battling that pressure to make decisions very quickly with also needing that pause. And then these next two cards, this is going to be the possible outcome. I like to think of these cards as the best case scenario. Your future is not written in stone, and the spirits and the divine lend this advice to you. We have the Justice card, that's a major arcana card, and it's also about balance, which is interesting because in the beginning of this reading, Sagittarius, we had this energy that you're stuck in about a lack of harmony, a lack of balance, a lack of trusting in the universe that you're in the right place at the right time, you're where you're supposed to be. And now here's your possible outcome, your best case scenario where you could end up. We have the Justice. And then we also have the Six of Cups in reverse. And this is about um reminiscing and viewing the past. So that's also interesting because remember when we were talking about your past with these two cards, the Death and the Ten of Wands? There was something that came to an end, and you felt like you weren't really sure why or how you were going to move forward from that. You're looking back on this ending with like rose colored glasses. This is a relationship. You're looking back at this relationship as if this person did, really amazing things for you, and how could it have ended? You're looking at the everything as though it was like a beautiful dream, and that's not the reality of the situation if you actually really think about it. We have this in a reversal, so that's kind of looking at things with like illusions. But this justice card, she is here because she's like, cut the crap. Like, that was not where you were supposed to be. That was not how things were supposed to go for you. It's a good thing that came to an end. Like, you're going to be on a much better road, and you should be thanking the divine that that came to an end. And yes, there's going to be challenges, and yes, there's this financial element to it as well that's stressful, and but you're going to be gifted with this ace of swords and this ability to really take the leadership on this and be in this leadership role and make these executive decisions about where your life's going to end up. And there is this hidden influence of some sort of disconnect between you and your current partner or somebody that you're in collaboration with. There's this disconnect, this emotional instability there, whether y'all just had a fight or somebody did something to hurt one or the other. There is that element as well, this relationship and financial element, and they could be holding hands as well. Y'all could be fighting over money. But this is the possible outcome. The best case scenario is that you really trust in justice and this karmic ending, because it led you where you're supposed to be, and you're exactly where you need to be, and cutting through these illusions and this balance that you need, this equal give and take. She also, let me look at her for a second. Justice is about being honest also. And we have this, you're having a lot of King of Swords, Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords, and there's this disconnect in a partnership. Justice is also here for you to be really honest now. She is saying now is the time for you to be really honest about the past. And she's also saying don't dwell on the past. That is definitely a message here as well. This Six of Cups in reversal is uh hanging on to the past, and she's here like, if you're having a disconnect in your current relationship, she's here to remind you to be really honest with yourself and your partner. You can't keep excusing current bad behavior because of something your partner did in the past. Let's say your partner used to lie to you all the time or do awful things, but since then they've grown and they want to connect with you. But now, because you're hurt, you don't feel like you can be honest with them or connect with them. And she's here to say, you got to let go of the past. The past is the past, and the present is the present. And it's time to be really honest. And if those are what are holding you up, to be really honest and to cut through it. And also, we're going to move on to the advice portion of this reading, which is going to be relevant to what I was just saying. We have this Knight of Swords, another really honest, direct character, someone who rushes in and, makes the call, makes the decision, is honest. And but alongside him, we have this reversed Ten of Cups and this reversed High Priestess. This reversed Ten of Cups is, even if it doesn't feel like it's a good time to be honest or to bring up where you're at, that you need to do that. Again, this is the advice portion. This is advice from the divine. They're saying you're stuck in this illusion of happiness with somebody. It looks good on the outside, but there's this disconnect. Something doesn't feel right. And you need to be really honest about where you're at. And that's what Justice was saying as well. But now we have this advice here with this Knight of Swords and this reversed Ten of Cups. Because it's in a reversal, it's saying, something's not right. And even in the original, you can see there's some dark clouds here. And then we also have this reversed high priestess. This is about being really true to your intuition. And if something doesn't feel right or something's not right, to bring that, you know, and there's this message, this fear of disturbing this illusion, but you've got to cut through that. And now we have your oh, remember the oracle cards I gave you about the axe and the paradise? And I said those were important. This is exactly why. Because there's this sword energy, this axe energy about cutting through and being honest and taking the lead on your life and where you want it to go. And really being direct with people to lead you to paradise. So that's why these two, while they were contradicting each other, they were actually really complementing each other. Now we have your likely outcome. This is probably where you're going to end up soon. This is the prediction portion of the reading. You have the world and you have the is it king of pentacles. They're both in a reversal. So this world card, and how beautiful are these illustrations? This world card is in a reversal because this is you haven't quite learned the lesson that you're supposed to learn. There is some sort of growth that you need to move towards. And there's that element of finances that has become too important to you. And while you're making these decisions and you're having this aha moment, you have to really listen to your intuition. This high priestess was in a reverse because there's this lack of listening to what you really want and really wanting to continue to feed into this illusion. But it's time to drop the act, to use this axe to stop old patterns. And I also, that's just popped in my head, um, this need to really find balance. And this also reminds me, this Two of Pentacles. Whoop. While I was looking at this illustration earlier, I thought, isn't it interesting? He's holding the world in one hand and a different planet in another. And while that's not the sun and it's not the moon, I think it's Earth and Mars. Isn't that interesting? It could be you really balancing. I have a Sagittarius sun and I have an Aries moon. And I feel like they fight with each other a lot because my Aries moon rules your emotions, and your sun is really who you identify with the most. My Aries moon always wants to be insecure and really a little bit controlling, but my sun, who I identify with the most, the Sagittarius, wants to kind of people please and be friends with everybody, but also being honest, but being more honest uh in a less abrasive way, I guess. I feel like I fight with my Aries moon a lot. So there's this need to find a balance. And if you don't know all your planet signs, I would strongly suggest that you download this app. And I don't get money or anything, I just do this for fun. There's this app that I love. It's called CoStar. Download that. You will have to put in your birthday and the time you were born, but it will give you your whole chart. It will tell you your sun, your moon, your Venus. It will tell all of them, and it will also say how that sign rules a certain emotion or a certain aspect of your personality. It's pretty cool. So I think that's interesting here, Sagittarius, because there's this battle between maybe two of your planets, two of your personality traits. So really think about what your sun sign is and what your moon sign is. And there's a little bit of a conflict there going on. But you need to really take on the Sagittarius sun that you have and be honest and be direct and speak about what you want, because that will really help you learn this lesson that you're supposed to learn. And even though you don't want to ruin the illusion of happiness or burst somebody else's bubble, the only way you're going to really be able to heal and grow and reach paradise is if you're able to do that. And I did pull two other oracle cards. We have the waxing moon. Energy is gaining momentum. And then we also have the balsamic moon, which is a time for healing. So that's interesting. Also, these are also for sale on my store. I just saw these when I looked up. They're really cute. They're like butterfly. And then don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope there was something on here that really resonated with you. I hope that you were able to take something away, please. And if you did download the app and you're just now finding out what your moon sign is, it would be really cool if you would comment. This is, I have a sun in Sagittarius or I have a moon in Sagittarius, and this is my sun. If you guys will comment that, that'd be really cool. Please like and subscribe. Y'all have a really great day.